Hello my dear friends, good morning to you all and welcome back to the 9th standard social classes. My dear students, in the last class, we were discussing some important aspects on the lesson Medieval India and Political Transition. Dear students, now we are going to deal with another concept in the same lesson. Before going to discuss the other concept in the lesson, let us glance once again what we discussed in the last class. Dear student, in the last class, the medieval India and political transition, we came across a few important aspects of the Delhi Sultans. In the Delhi Sultans, we could see the other small dynasties. In the last class, we discussed that the Khilji dynasty. The student Alauddin Khilji played a very important role in this dynasty, that is Khilji dynasty, and he brought many changes in his administrative system while he was ruling as a sultan. In this period of Alauddin Khilji, we could see the various aspects like military reforms. Military reforms, he brought so many things. He provided ample scope to the soldiers, and also he created the Huliya, that was called as the individual records of soldiers. And then he also provided all the soldiers to pay the salary. See, it was on the form of cash. The last day of every month, the salary was given to the soldiers. We can see some of the important warriors or kings who come under in the Tughlaq dynasty. The first king was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Who is that? Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. And then Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, and the last thing is later sultans. See, these were the kings who contributed in Tughlaq dynasty. Dear student, in this time, we can observe so many changes in this kingdom. Let us see. First thing is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, how he tried to bring changes in his administrative system. But dear student, Tughlaq dynasty was founded by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Yes, Tughlaq dynasty was founded by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, and he is called as the founder of Tughlaq dynasty. Ghiyasuddin maintained peace and order in Delhi Sultan, especially as a Delhi Sultan, he maintained peace and prosperity in his kingdom throughout his capital Delhi by implementing liberal administrative policies. My dear student, he brought some liberal administrative systems in his administrative system, and he brought some easy policies in the administrative system and maintained peace and order and law and order in his kingdom. And then he strengthened the border to prevent the Mongol invasions. So dear student, he strengthened the border of his kingdom to prevent Mongolians. Then this Ghiyasuddin Balban built so many irrigation canals for the benefits of the farmers and lowered the taxes which were given to the farmers. Dear student, here Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq was also called as the farmer friendly sultan because he built so many irrigation canals for the benefit of the farmers, and he lessened the taxes of the farmers. and he established the postal system consisting of horsemen and runners. Dear student, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq created some horsemen and runners to establish of a postal system in his kingdom, and also he built Tughlaqabad fort near Delhi. He built a Tughlaqabad fort near Delhi. He conquered Madurai and Warangal and maintained law and order in Gujarat and Bengal. So these were the achievements of Muhammad bin. These were the achievements of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Next thing is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Let us see how Muhammad bin Tughlaq played a very important role in the administrative matter. My dear student, Muhammad bin Tughlaq made a notable mark in Indian history. See, when we are going to discuss about Muhammad bin Tughlaq, we can study so more things. He was a scholar himself, and he learnt Persian and Arabic languages. See, since he learnt Persian and Arabic languages, he became scholar himself. He wrote many literary works. He was an expert in mathematics also, physics, medicine, Persian poetry, astronomy and other subjects. Muhammad bin Tughlaq mastered over mathematics, physics, medicine, Persian poetry, astronomy and other subjects. Though he was a man of knowledge, he had a few abnormalities in his personality. Dear student, you must observe one thing. Though Muhammad bin Tughlaq had a great knowledge in so many languages or subjects, but he was lacking behind some abnormalities. He had some few abnormalities in his personalities. He was thinking ahead of his time, often centuries ahead, but his officials neither had the integrity nor the maturity to implement his plans. Dear student, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was also called as the greatest visionary, and he had a great ideas about decades as well as centuries together, but his officials failed to implement the ideas of Muhammad bin Tughlaq in the administrative matter. So that is why many of his plans were collapsed due to the lack of ideas of his officials. And then Muhammad bin Tughlaq's administrative reforms. How he changes in administrative reforms. Let us see. See, when we come to the revenue reforms, when we come to the matter of revenue reforms. See how Muhammad bin Tughlaq tried to bring changes or reformation in revenue system. See, an official record that had all the details of lands of the empire was implemented by him. Dear students, now we are having some official letter for our land maintenance, that is called as the Pani or Patta. See, this system was introduced by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So specially, a special paper record was given to the farmers to know their land borders, and it was implemented by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He established the Department of Agriculture. See, he started the Department of Agriculture. See, when we come to know that the implementation of Agriculture Department, it shows that how Muhammad bin Tughlaq had a greatest interest on farmers or the field of agriculture. And then the uncultivated lands were made cultivable. Dear students, he found so many uncultivated land. As soon as that, he asked his officials to make the uncultivated land to cultivable land. So, gradually his revenue was doubled or increased. And various schemes were implemented to provide a financial assistance to the farmers. Dear students, Muhammad bin Tughlaq is also called as a farmer-friendly sultan because he had given so many officials to assist many kind of financial assistance to the farmers, and he provided some financial institution to give loans to the farmers without any rent. And then so other things, but what happened? The farmers especially of Doab had to pay higher land taxes during this time. See, Doab places, what we call this Doab. The farmers who had the lands in the Doab places, they had to pay more taxes to the government. Dear students, what is called Doab? Doab places is a place in between the rivers or on the bank of the rivers. So this place is called as the Doab place. Since it is on the bank of the river, it is having more fertile capacity. So that is why the farmers who have the lands in the Doab places, they must pay heavy taxes to the or higher taxes to the government. Then shifting of his capital. The second one is shifting of his capital. Shifting of his capital. Dear student, shifting of his capital plays a very important role in his administrative system, not only to develop but also to the decline of his administrative system. So how he shifted his capital city in his administrative time? My dear student, here we can say that Delhi Sultans always made Delhi as their capital. Got it? Delhi was the capital of all the sultans. But what happened? Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifted his capital from Delhi to Devagiri. To where? Devagiri. He shifted his capital to Devagiri. Isn't it? And also, again, he re-shifted his capital from Devagiri to Delhi after that. There are two main reasons behind this move. See, the moving of capacity from Delhi to Devagiri, there are two important reasons. The first one, to establish the capital city at the center of the administration. My dear student, we can say that the first reason to shifting of his capital city from Delhi to Devagiri, the first thing is he wanted to establish his capital city to the center of his empire or his kingdom. This is the first one. And the second thing, the second cause or the reason to shift of capacity is to protect the capital city from the foreign invasion. Isn't it? This is the second reason. The first reason, he wanted to make his capital city to the center of his empire, and the second thing is to protect his kingdom from the foreign invaders. So that is why he shifted his capital city from Delhi to Devagiri, and this plays a very important role in his kingdom. Though the plan was good, so as I told earlier, though the plan was good, proper precautions were not taken to implement this. Though the plan of Muhammad bin Tughlaq was good, but the plan was not properly implemented by his officers or officials. So that is why the plan collapsed. As a result, innumerable common people shifted from Delhi to Devagiri, and while they were shifting, they were severely injured or severely suffered. So this is the main reason of shifting of capital city. And then my dear student, next thing is very important. Muhammad bin Tughlaq's administrative system matter, the experiment of symbolic coins. The experiment of symbolic coins. The experiment of symbolic coins. The experiment of symbolic coin. What happened in this time? The student, see, the value of currency was made adjusted to value of gold and silver coins in circulation of this time. See, dear student, we came to know that the value of currency was made adjusted to the value of gold and silver coins in circulation of this time. He brought gold coin named dinar. Dinar was gold coin. Dinar, it was gold coin circulated by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And then silver coin named Adli. What is that? Adli was silver coin which was implemented by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So these two coins, the golden coin was named as dinar and silver coin was named as Adli. In this way, he brought gold and silver coins in circulation in his administrative system. The coins were aesthetically designed. The coins were beautifully designed in his time. So dear students, this is the administrative reforms of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Along with that, after a few years, the copper and brass coins were also brought into circulations symbolically. Then minting coins was not vested with the government alone. Families who had traditional rights to mint coins were also there. See, government not only had the proper right to mint the coins in those times, but the families who had traditional minting coins, they had also power to mint the coins in his time. The coins were minted more than the required number without the permission of the Sultan. This resulted the economical crisis or chaos in his administrative system. And then the state treasury became empty due to this reason. See, costly administrative experiments. As I told, costly administrative experiments could see in this Muhammad bin Tughlaq's times. Dear students, as I told, the change of capital city from Delhi to Sultan. This was also caused to empty the treasury in the kingdom, and the costly administrative experiments. See, as I told, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he provided and he invested the value of land to mint gold and silver coins. See, when these gold and silver coins were designing, more number of amount was expensive. So that is why the state treasury became empty in this matter. And while Muhammad bin Tughlaq shifting his capital city from Delhi to Devagiri, the severe drought could be seen in this time, and also so many number of people were severely injured and they were killed also. Then in this time we could see the severe drought occurred. While the administrative time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the shifting of the capital city was also one of the causes to destroy the treasury of the empire. And then the process of relocating the capital back and other measures. So these are the important reason to empty the treasury of the complete empire or Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq implemented his administration in the areas conquered by him in Deccan places. He had conquered Warangal and the capital of Kakatiyas. Dear student, now we are discussing about the Deccan policy of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. What is that? Deccan policy. Deccan policy of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin, see, this is also one of the important aspects of Muhammad bin Tughlaq administrative time. Muhammad bin Tughlaq conquered his so many places, and also he implemented his administrative system in the areas conquered by him in Deccan. He had conquered Warangal, the capital of Kakatiyas, and then he also destroyed the Dwarasamudra, the capital city of Vaisaras, and then Madurai of the South India was conquered, and Jalaluddin Hasan Shah was named as the governor to the places where he conquered. Then, so that's he started his Deccan administrative system or Deccan policy. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the first Delhi Sultan to establish a vast empire in India. My dear student, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the first Delhi Sultan who established the vast empire in India, and he organized a big army in his kingdom. There were 27 rebellions in South India during his last 11 years of his administrative time or his rule. These rebellions led to the rise of Vijayachari and Bahmani kingdoms at the end of the dynasty. And then this is about the Muhammad bin Tughlaq's administrative reformation. Now Firoz Shah Tughlaq. See, one of the kings who comes in Tughlaq dynasty, Firoz Shah. After the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who ascended the throne after Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he came into throne and implemented numerous people-friendly programs in his administrative system, and he was also called as a people-friendly Sultan. He waived off Takawi loans for the benefit of the many subjects, and also he paid a compensation to the victims of Muhammad bin Tughlaq's inventions. My dear students, he provided so many compensations to the victims who were Muhammad bin Tughlaq's invention. And then Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he provided the private mines used to taxes, and also taxes were collected for providing irrigation facilities. My dear students, the private mines used to tax, and also taxes were collected for the providing irrigation facility, especially which would be helpful to the farmers sector. He abolished around 20 different taxes along with the two. He built many cities, mosques, madrasas, dams and irrigation canals. So along with that, Jodhpur, Fatehbad, Hisar, Firozpur and Firozabad were the few important cities built by him. Jodhpur, dear student, Jodhpur was a famous learning center then. In the time of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he created Jodhpur as the famous learning center in his time. Dharmashalas were also built in this time and to benefit for the travelers in the time of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. And thus the Tughlaq dynasty ended. The next dynasty in Delhi Sultan, that is the Sayyid dynasty. In this Sayyid dynasty, dear student, we can say Khizr Khan Sayyid. In the Sayyid dynasty, Khizr Khan Sayyid, the governor of Multana, founded this dynasty by conquering Delhi. He established his rule in Doab provinces, especially Bian and Gwalior. He also suppressed many rebellions and established law and order, ensuring peace. He wanted to establish peace and prosperity in his kingdom. So that is why he suppressed many rebellions. Muhammad Shah, Alauddin and Alam Shah were the prominent rulers of this dynasty. I will repeat once again. Muhammad Shah, Alauddin and Alam Shah were the prominent rulers in this dynasty. Then Bahula Lodi defeated Alam Shah and brought an end to the rule of Sayyid dynasty. In this way, Bahula Lodi defeated this Sayyid dynasty by defeating Alam Shah and established the Ludi dynasty. Dear students, now we are going to deal with the another dynasty of Delhi Sultan, that is Ludi dynasty. In this dynasty, the last sultanate of Delhi dynasty, Bahula Lodi, Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi were the sultans of this dynasty. Dear students, Bahula Lodi, Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi were the sultans of this dynasty. Sikandar Lodi conquered Bihar, Bengal, Dholpur and Chanderi. He established peace and order in Delhi. Then Ibrahim Lodi, the successor of Sikandar Lodi, was implemented or incompetent. Dear student, Ibrahim Lodi, the successor of Sikandar Lodi, was incompetent and he was not able to work good. Afghans were invited to invade India by the governors Alam Khan and Daulat Khan. Thus, Babur invaded India. He defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat, which was held in the year 1526 CE. So, this time the first Panipat taken place between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur in 1526 CE. This is the entrance or entering of Mughal dynasty. So thus Mughal dynasty established in 1526. Dear students, I hope that you understood very well about all these dynasties of Delhi Sultans.